When I'm training for professional competitions, men and women always ask me for advice. To women, I say push yourself harder than you ever have before and go beyond your comfort zone. Focus on your goals. Men, if I am willing to push myself to become Mr. Olympia in 2022, then I only have one thing to say to you. Bring your A game.
Here we go again.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So what we're talking about is how Black women keep lies going. They lie to each other, and we talking about Miss Nicki Minaj and Miss Lala, and well, not even Lala Anthony anymore because she's not married to Carmelo anymore. Okay, but I'm gonna play a little clip that's been kind of going on around social media. And these are the lies that Black women tell each other, tell themselves. And this is one reason why we can't get out of the generational curses, because we can't never get out of the narrative, and we can't never start telling ourselves the truth about anything. So what I'm going to do is I am going to share my screen real quick, and I am going to play just a part of it because they whole video like 13 minutes long. We're not going through that whole thing. I just want you to hear this little part right here.
People on the TikTok about the successful men, and you was like, you know, what about focusing on being a successful woman and getting your own and doing that? That's what I'm all about. And then we get to choose the type of nigga that we want to be with. We get to choose who we want to be with. And that's like what I've been saying a lot now. Like, fuck trying to get a nigga to wipe us up or want to convince somebody why we're the one, choose us. Like, let us be successful, get our paper, and let us fucking choose them. Bingo.
And you heard it here. The two birds chirping. Let's take a real look into, okay, Nicki married to a convict. Okay. This one got a history of being in and out of jail even after was married. Now this guy is in the industry, Kenneth Petty. Okay. He's an industry guy. He's just not a famous guy, so he's not a talent. You know, but he is in the industry or whatever. So, you know, I assume that he have money. He just isn't in the limelight. He's not in the front, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But girl, you a whole wife somewhere to a dude that every Black woman in the world, will be talking about. She's settled. So you settled, okay, for the one you got. And who wouldn't say that Nicki Minaj is successful in her career? She's been successful in her career. Now she is what I would consider semi-retired now, because I don't know that she's come out with an album within the past year. I don't think that she has, although I've never really followed her like that. You kind of be in semi-retirement when you maybe can release a single or so, maybe make some appearances, but you haven't released your own album or whatever in a year or two. And so, which is fine again if she is semi-retired. I mean, you got to retire at some point. This isn't about whether or not she's successful in her career, because she obviously has been. Okay, Nicki has had plenty of hits. She's had plenty of verses, plenty of, you know what I'm saying, appearances and features on other records or whatever that people really, really enjoyed. She went to the top of charts. Like, we get it, we know, right? And so she, quote unquote, settled, according to what Black women would say, because you got women that's not worth half of her net worth running around here talking about she don't want to settle. Girl, you work at Chick-fil-A. I don't even want to hear about you. You middle management at Taco Bell, beloved. Okay? You ain't settling for nobody. Okay? Folks is settling for you because not only do you not really have no money or whatever, that's not neither here nor there. You got a bad attitude and you're 50 pounds overweight. So we're not even going to go there. Okay? At least Nicki ain't sitting nowhere 60 pounds overweight. Okay? And she got a few dollars to contribute to whatever she want to contribute to her own lifestyle. But in any case, even she settled for a man. You would think, with the way black women talk, you would think that she would not be with a guy with a record, with a criminal record. She wouldn't be with that type of guy because it's like, why would she be with that type of guy? She could get any guy she wants, which is what you hear them try to lie and say. If we get our money up, then forget trying to convince a dude to wipe us up. And while we the one, and we get our money up, then we can choose them. No, you can't. Because I don't care if this man ain't got not a dollar to his name or if he got billions of dollars to his name. Men control access to relationships. Let's talk about Lala. Lala filed for divorce from Carmelo, okay, for irreconcilable differences. Now, you know, it was a lot of rumors going around of whether or not he was cheating, yada, yada, yada. And they be getting into it with them ballers, not believing that he's supposed to be doing this, that, and the third. He was doing that when you met him. You were the other woman when you met. 9 times out of 10. Now, I'm not saying that was exactly Lala's situation, but that be a lot of the situations a lot of the time. And let's talk about it. Carmelo upgraded her because wasn't she on like 106 and Park or something similar to that? You know, hosting little shows on BET or whatever. Girl, you wasn't really on nothing too tough. You wasn't on no spectacular road. Okay, and Lala's like, what, 40, 41 now? Something like that. And you divorced your baller husband talking about the relationship was over. Girl. So he upgraded you. And then for whatever reason, you decided to file for divorce. Whatever. Now you back in the street. Back in the street trying to convince yourself that was the right move to make. And now trying to convince other young ladies because young women are going to take this stuff to heart. And this is where the danger is. All right. First of all, the lie. Let's get back to the lie. The putting out there of the idea that if you are a woman and you have like monetary success or you have financial wealth or you have success in whatever chosen profession you decided to become part of. If you have success over there, that at some point biology flips around and you suddenly become the man. You become the one who controls access to relationships, marriages, so forth and so on. And this is why I've always said on this channel, men choose women. Women do not choose men. Women allow themselves to be chosen by a man, which is why it's a proposal that he gives her and she either accepts it or declines it. So she is not choosing nobody. She is not picking anybody. Okay? And it doesn't matter where that man falls on the socioeconomic scale. Nicki did not choose that man. Nicki allowed Kenneth to choose her. He came to her with the relationship and said, we're in a relationship. This is what this is. And women know this because this is why women always be asking, what are we? When they be talking to dudes, because we don't control the relationship status. Like we don't control whether or not this is serious, whether or not this is playtime, whether or not we gonna get married, whether or not, we don't control that. This is why we ask the men, what are you looking for or what are we doing? This is why we ask men that. They don't ask us. I don't ever recall no woman telling no story about no man turning over after a wild night and then looking at her talking about some, well, what are we now? That is strictly a woman's question to a man, because we're trying to ascertain what level of relationship is he willing to give to us, if any at all. And you getting your money up ain't never changed that. Because if the money that women had changed the biology, or changed who had access to relationships, or who could gatekeep a relationship, or who gets to say, what kind of relationship this is, you wouldn't have six-figure women, supposedly six-figure women, calling up Kevin Samuels trying to figure out why these men don't want her. She'd already be married, because she would be able to choose the man of her liking and say, hey, you, come here, we married. Or, hey, you, come here, we in a serious relationship. Or, hey, you, come here, we exclusive right now. Women don't get to say that, because that's not our jurisdiction. We control sex. And I wish women would get that through their head. And this is why it's so dangerous, because of who said it. These are celebrities. And we know a lot of times black women in general, but I'm talking to black women specifically, have a tendency to look up to celebrities in general, especially other black female celebrities. Okay. So they look up to these women, whether these women are good role models, not good role models, whatever the case may be. If the woman is successful in her career or what have you, then black women feel like this is a good role model for her to pattern after. So Nicki Minaj has much more influence than Lala, but Lala has influence as well, have a lot of influence, especially on young girls. Okay? It was a generation of young girls who did everything Nicki Minaj did. Okay? From calling herself a Barbie doll to a Harajuku doll and all this other kind of stuff. Right? So she had a huge influence and a huge following of young girls at one time, especially at the height of her career. So Nicki's influence is still strong. If she gets somewhere, because the girls who was following her are a little bit older now, and now they in these relationships, so they're hearing their idol Nicki Minaj come somewhere on public platform and say, oh, if you get your money up, then you will be able to choose your man and choose what kind of relationship you're actually having with him, without having to compete, or without trying to, or having to convince him that you are worthy of him wifing you up. So basically you become the masculine energy in the relationship, and now all of a sudden you control that narrative, and you don't. But young, impressionable girls in their late teens, early 20s, whatever the case may be, even some older women that's still stupid, are going to take what she's saying to heart. And they're going to try to implement that in their real life, and it's not going to work. And what I don't get is why black women like to tell other black women to do a certain thing that they didn't even do. That is not how Nicki got her husband. It's just not how she got him. That ain't how Lala had got Carmelo. In both of them cases, as in all cases, men have the final say on what the status of this relationship gonna be. How deep it's gonna be. Is we just playing around chilling, kicking it, quote unquote, as they say? Or are we exclusive? Or are you my woman? Or you gonna be my wife? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to marry you. Whatever the case may be. Men say that. Women, if we could control that, we would be married. All of us would be married to the same men. So it would be 1,000 of you married to Idris Elba, another 1,000 of you married to Michael Ealy or somebody or whatever. Okay? If you could control that, just ask whether or not women control that. Ask Chrissy, Jim Jones' girl. Ask her if she could control that. Because from what I understand, Jim Jones still ain't put no ring on it. And I remember this was years ago when she was on Love and Hip Hop New York. She proposed, and I don't remember him saying yeah. And even if he did that, when it wouldn't happen. Huh. Boop. So ask her if she could control it. Ask Kim Bella if she could control it. Or whether or not Jewels wanted her and marry her. He did that when he got ready. When he got ready. Not when she said. So I wish y'all would quit lying to each other and capping all over social media. Just cap. And these young girls listen to what y'all say and they run away with this cap and with the wrong idea about relationships and then want to be bitter and feel like somebody doing them dirty. Girl, if y'all don't knock it off, y'all two birds sitting there chirping the wrong information. If y'all don't knock it off. Anyway, let me know what you think about this story. Get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I am your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.